Well, good morning, guys. Today I am going out into the garden. It's been a couple days since I've been down in there, and I'm kind of scared to go down there and see how bad it is. You know, almost the end of August, and so, but let's go ahead and see what we find. Down in the garden, and before I turn you guys around to see it, it doesn't look bad. It looks okay. There's a lot of pruning that needs to be done that's been neglected. Flowers haven't gotten watered, so they're starting to die. Other than that, I do see a lot of red, so I know there's some tomatoes out there for me, and I'm sure there's probably some zucchini and squash, I hope. But let's go ahead and we'll turn you guys around. You can kind of see, but it looks like a jungle out there. And you can see how huge, or how tall, not huge, these aren't the big ones, but these are just how tall. I mean, that is like double my size. It'd take two of me to maybe reach up to the top, I'm not for sure. So they're so pretty. I love having sunflowers in our garden, and I love having flowers, period, in the garden as well. And these are always really pretty. I'm not sure what they are, but you can kind of see the tomato plants are just, there's a lot of pruning that still needs to be going on, and they're tall. The plants are really getting tall. But a lot of the leaves and stuff that need to be pruned and cut off. Ooh, look at the pretty okra blooms. I don't know if you can see those from here. But let's go ahead and go on inside. And Tiger just went in, I see. Oh, I see a problem with our soaker hoses. I don't know if you can see right there. But it is not connected. Somehow it's gotten, it has got, you see that? Somehow it's been broken. So that means that the other half of our garden has not been getting watered, so they've had it turned on. So that's not good. I don't know how that happened, but I guess it's just wear and tear, no sun. So I guess I need to go ahead and get that fixed. Okay. So let's start right here and look at the flowers. They're still pretty. Some of them, like I still need to cut some of the ones that need cut off to make them prettier, and then you can still see there's new blooms trying to pop up, but they're still so pretty. And then down here you can see how bad they get. Whoops, I see my shadow. But down here you can see where the wind just kind of knocks them all over. They're just so top heavy. I think our flower beds this year, our boxes were not deep enough for them to hold up these flowers. So next year we probably need to go ahead and make our boxes right here for the flowers a little bit deeper. Then over here, you can see our flowers. And then up here is one of our sunflowers. And let's see. Ooh, it's so heavy. But he's all bent over. And then let's go ahead and see if I can. And then here's our other flowers. And then our marigolds, they were a little late coming in, so we finally have some marigolds in the garden. And why I call it a jungle is because if you look right here, I can't walk through without having to duck my head underneath plants. And like this right here is a walkway. In order for me to be able to walk through, I need to go ahead and move these flowers. They've all been knocked over and from the wind. But I would have to go ahead and move these so I can just walk through. And then over in here, you can see as my sunflowers are draped over. Let's see if I walk. Whoop. So I have to go under, and then you can see up in there as I walk through. And then you can see, let's see, sunflower up in there. And then there's another sunflower in there. And then up on high, I don't know if you can see that one, but they're all bent over. And then also the tomato plants have, oh my goodness, this tomato plant goes all the way over here and crosses over to there. And see, so they're just getting top heavy. And here's this, now this sunflower right here, it's almost, all the seeds are almost all gone now. The birds have been able to eat almost all of them out of that one, which is fine. We're not going to do anything with our sunflower seeds. I just like to grow them because they're pretty. You can see they've already started on this one as well. And then up here, way up here somewhere, you can see way up there. Those are the tall, smaller sunflowers, and those are huge. I don't even know how tall those are, but they're very pretty. I love looking down the garden, being able to see those. And then you can see down here in the ground, all the empty shells from the sunflowers. I'm assuming that the birds have been eating and enjoying. Let's go ahead and check out our okra, because I love seeing all the pretty okra blooms that we have going on. It means there's more okra coming on, and man, okra is one of those things that are quick to get away from you. It's like one day there's no okra there, and the next day it's like they're huge, and you know, sometimes they get too far gone. But let's see, there's some okra, some little ones starting. So my okra still looks good. Mac from Southern Blessed Homestead was talking about how you need to go ahead and trim the bottom of your okra plants. So that is definitely what I need to do, because I haven't trimmed these at all. So I probably need to go ahead and trim these. Oh, like right there's one. Oh, that's a good one in there. And then you see some right there. More blooms. But they're really tall. This plant right here, this okra plant, is now officially above my head, which is kind of cool. And then see, there's a little one. You can still see where the little bloom was on it. So now this is eggplant. Eggplant we've never had good luck with. Now this year we've actually had eggplants growing. Oh my goodness, it gets this sharp prickly things, and they are like very sharp. Did not know that. And then down in here, my zucchini and squash, it's been a while since I pruned them back too, as well, as you can tell. I know my gardener's always saying that on your zucchini and squash, trim back the leaves so they can get sun to them and airflow to them, and that'll keep them growing. Ooh, there's a nice zucchini in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. The garden has been neglected for like 2 or 3 days, so that's not good. And it doesn't take long for it to get carried away. Ooh, right there's another one. That's good. Oh, I still see the blooms, but I don't see any more zucchini right now. But yeah, it doesn't take long for zucchini and squash to get away with you. Oop, there's a squash in there. Ooh, ouch. Man, those suckers are sharp. But this is why I just call it a jungle, because everything's just kind of overgrown. And some of it is dead looking and been neglected. And then of course my poor flowers right here. They were so pretty, and now they're dying due to lack of water for sure, and the too much heat and sun on them. And actually I probably could make some of them come back to life, and of course some of them is never coming back to life. But I'm kind of over them, and then, you know, it might just be time for them to die. I'm kind of done babying them along, which is why they look like they do. And then that plant right there, of course, is not doing good. But you can see the garden from here. It just looks like a big old jungle mess of goodies. Here is some of our tomato plants. You can tell, you know, some of the stuff that needs to be pruned off and cut away. Like that one right there, you know, it's been split, I'm assuming from the heat, maybe from no water. But I mean, from the tops of them are still really doing good, and they even got blooms still on them. To go down here and to be able to pick off these cherry tomatoes and to eat them straight off the vine, it is so good. And the chickens, when they're here, they love when I come down here too, because then I'll throw them some. Okay, I'm not sure where I left off at, because my phone shut off because it got too hot down here in the garden. But I was just going to kind of show you how my tomato plants are doing. But you can see some are doing better than others. But I definitely need to get down here and trim, crawl underneath these and get through. And then my pepper plants have yet to take off I don't know, peppers has not been our thing this year. See, there's still tomatoes trying to grow. How those plants are coming. Must you? What are you guys doing in there? But I don't know if you guys, okay, remember early on I did a thing where I planted eggs with my tomatoes. And so this plant here had eggs planted with them. But this whole bed right here of tomato plants was ones that had eggs planted with them. And then this bed over here was one of them. And then that bed there was one of them. And then this bed as well was tomato plants that had eggs planted with them. Now, did I notice a difference of them being better, or did I notice a difference of them being worse? I don't think I noticed anything different whatsoever. These plants look and have produced just as much as my other beds up in here There's been no difference. So I don't think next year I'll be planting eggs in with my tomatoes, because I myself, and maybe it's just my ground here, my dirt here, that I haven't noticed a difference. And maybe the eggs were not needed in our soil. So I am going to go ahead and next tomato season, I'm going to go ahead and probably skip the planting of the eggs. I didn't see a difference, or I didn't notice anything different about it. So, but that is just a quick tour of our garden. It is the end of August, and everything's starting to die down a little, not looking as pretty as it was, and it's been hot, and you can see the weeds and the weed barrier that is definitely not worth the money that we spent on it. We're going to be looking into a better weed barrier. This one was supposedly going to last 7 years. It hasn't even lasted 7 months yet. Well, that is it for the garden tour. It's still hot outside. I just want you guys to have an update on the garden. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it. If you would, comment. Leave us a comment down below, good or bad, and give us a thumbs up on our videos. But thanks again, guys, and have a good day.